All right. I'm really excited, guys. Today we're going to be talking about our top 6 or 7 categories in the Oscars. The Oscar season, the nominations were just presented this week. And Luke, Amanda, Jimmy, Stefano, the four of us, we're going to be talking about those categories today. I'm really pumped for this season, guys. What about you?
Can't wait. Big Oscars hype right now. All
Yeah,
over it. Oh
yeah,
yeah. Love it.
yeah.
It's a it's an interesting Oscar season because I feel like this year more than ever there are some very, very, very obvious frontrunners with things.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that it's hard to even believe that some of the other nominees have a chance. Like Bill Nye is nominated for Best Actor
Hmm.
for a movie called Living that I don't think anyone's seen.
I
It's
And
didn't.
not out yet. It's not even out yet.
Is it
what
not?
are we doing? What are we doing?
It's not. I think it's like
Does it like come out?
like this weekend or in February. I'm not 100% sure, but it was at the festival, so technically it has like a limited
Sure.
release type situation. But yeah, he got nominated.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll talk about it more when we get around to Best Actor. But yeah, it just seems like there's so much love for specific things this year. Like, of course, Everything Everywhere All at Once, or The Whale, or just Michelle Yeoh.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. Oh, and Top Gun Maverick. They
So I guess the big question this season would be whether or not everything everywhere either cleans house or kind of spreads the love a little bit.
I know. I know. 11
That's
Academy Awards. What was the last movie that did that? Lord of the
American
Rings or American
Hustle,
Hustle? Oh,
and
American Hustle had 11 as well.
they got zilch.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to end up happening. People are optimistic. That's fine. I personally don't think that the film is phenomenal. I think it's good. I think it's very ambitious with what they
Hmm.
did with the multiversal storyline. There's heart to it. I think that the performances are stronger than the actual story. So I think it'll do well in tech categories, but as a film overall, I cannot see it winning Best Picture, but I'm gonna get
Hmm.
attacked for that if I say that out loud. I'm sorry, guys, but
It's funny, Amanda, you said that you think it's going to do well in tech categories because I agree. Like the makeup and hairstyling and the like costumes and the production design, it's all really, really cool. But I know, for example, like with costuming, from 1994 to 2017, it was all just period pieces that won best costuming. So like very kind of boring costumes, right? Like
yeah.
you know what someone from the 70s looks like, you know what someone from 1894 looked like. So it wasn't until
True.
Black Panther that when Ruthie Carter won with those freaking amazing costumes that finally it was shaking it up a bit. Um, so I hope that something as out of the box like Everything Everywhere has a chance in that category. But who knows? The Oscars might fall back on their love of period pieces. But also, Ruthie Carter is nominated again for Black Panther, the Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
So I'd be very happy with either one of those winning, or either one of those taking makeup and hairstyling. The Batman is nominated for makeup and hairstyling, and I was like, besides Colin
I
Farrell,
was surprised by that.
yeah, besides Colin Farrell
Yeah.
being made to look completely unlike himself, which was great. There's not really great makeup in there except for the
Nice.
Colin
like the
Farrell.
eye of Batman.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
I know.
See,
Yeah,
that honestly annoyed me because Michael Giacchino's score for the Batman is absolutely like
Mm.
god tier, and he got snubbed, but they got
Hmm.
nominated elsewhere. Where I'm like, did you guys watch? Did you guys listen? Like, what are you mixing these categories up for? I'm not understanding. So that just threw me for a loop and pissed me off because Everything Everywhere All at Once is also nominated in categories that I didn't expect it to be nominated. That's why I'm kind of floored with the 11 noms.
They also have a nom for best original song.
Which it was supposed to be Ciao Papa from Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and I'm upset. Sorry.
Ciao Papa was good.
I'm just so angry. Because that also proves that like GDT's Pinocchio, they didn't watch it and they didn't like it because
Uh-huh.
like it didn't get nominated for adapted screenplay, didn't
Mhm.
get nominated for score, didn't get nominated for song, and it's only like animation. Even production design would have been great, but why are
I'm
they doing
super
this to him?
surprised by the song. That doesn't make
In the words of
any
Guillermo del Toro
sense.
himself, kind of paraphrasing, he often says that people look down on animation and that
It's
they
Mm.
true.
see it as
Yeah,
like
for sure.
a medium just for kids. And Guillermo del Toro has said, and I'm paraphrasing, but like animation is a genre. It's not,
The opposite.
or maybe, or, sorry, is not a genre.
Yeah.
It's an art
Yeah.
form, which is so true. And because especially with stop motion, which is like, in my opinion, one of the best looking forms of animation ever.
Yeah.
People just don't take it seriously, unfortunately. If he had live action, who knows? It could have been a Best Picture contender.
But that's why it's so sad. I wanted it for Best Picture too. It's so sad.
On the subject of Pinocchio, I do find it hilarious that his has an Oscar nomination and the Disney one has a Razzie nomination in the same year.
Sure,
There
they
was
pumped out
another
Pinocchio
Pinocchio.
movies.
That's funny.
There
was
was
another
three
Pinocchio.
Pinocchios in 2022. I never want to see this wooden nose boy again.
I'm tired.
Yeah, never. Yeah,
Tired.
unless Guillermo does it.
One
again.
of them was supposed to come out
Yeah.
last year, I think.
It was the
Yeah.
Father.
what's it called? Tom Hanks one. Yeah, it's a Tom Hanks
Oh,
one. Yeah, that one was supposed to come out before because of Disney Plus, and then they kept pushing it. That's why I was like 2 months apart from the Guillermo del Toro one, and I'm like, terrible competition. So
yeah.
bad.
It didn't get nominated for any of the music. I just checked. The original score only has All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, Banshees in Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fablemans. I thought that was Desplat? No.
Alexander Desplat,
Yeah, Alexander
Pinocchio.
Desplat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's never gonna win anything
I thought
because
that
it's
was
just
so good.
He is
It
the
made me
Diane Warren
cry.
of scores.
she's nominated again. Sorry.
She's
Sorry.
she's getting okay, but she's also getting an honorary Oscar at that ceremony.
So stop nominating her. Like, what is it? She has an Oscar now.
She keeps making,
See?
as long as she keeps writing those songs, they're gonna keep nominating her. And you know, no one's more pissed than her for having to show up to every one of those award
I
shows.
know.
It's
And
true.
being handed every year.
It's the Andrea Riseborough effect, which we'll get into later.
My
We're
heart
writing.
is Diane Warren. I'm happy to get an honorary Oscar.
I can't.
But to go back to like what you were saying earlier, Stefano, about everything everywhere potentially sweeping, I don't know how much the whole Oscarsness of it plays into it, but because people, rightfully so, have been so emphatic about specifically the cast of Everything Everywhere All at Once, I really think that they're gonna award them Michelle Yeoh. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He Hui Kwan.
Mhm.
And Stephanie, I think it's Shu is how you pronounce that last name.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one that's on the bubble for me. I know Jamie Lee Curtis is nominated as well. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't think she's going to win.
Yeah,
I don't.
same.
Stephanie Shu, I think I thought she was fantastic. It'd be great if she did. But I really, really, really think they're going to award Ke Huy Quan and Michelle Yeoh. I think with Best Actress, sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit, but with Best Actress, I really think it's between. Well, first of all, let me just say this. As a gay person, we are in a hysteria having to choose between Kate Blanchett and Michelle Yeoh. We are in a hysteria. We are not doing well right now.
Yeah.
And I really think those are the two frontrunners for Best Actress.
Mhm.
And I really think because Kate's already got one, Michelle Yeoh could really edge her out, and it could win her first.
Yeah.
one, for sure.
I think Michelle could take it. So yeah, aside from Kate and Michelle for the actress in the leading role, we obviously have Ana de Armas for Blonde. Oh, not obviously, I should say that's a controversial one. Andrew Riseborough for Leslie and Michelle Williams in The Fablemans.
Criminal.
Sincerely hope this doesn't happen, but you know the Oscars love nothing more than when someone plays a tragic Hollywood figure.
Mhm.
Oh, that's for sure.
I
Birdman.
like especially a real life Hollywood figure.
Oh,
Yeah.
So like I'm a little nervous. I think Anna might have a shot because she played Marilyn Monroe. But
They would get so much shit for that.
probably. Yeah.
I hope actress, I hope she doesn't win.
I'm praying she doesn't win.
I think for sure. I think Michelle's taking that 100%. I don't even like. I know Kate Blanchett's
Ooh.
amazing, but I think Michelle's just taking it. She's gonna walk away with it.
It's maybe like
Really?
Yeah, I think she's just gonna clean house with that one. Yeah, for sure. Like,
Wow.
I think it's time. I think it's time. Plus, like you said, Kate's got one. It's an easy throw to
This is interesting.
Michelle.
So I have a question because there's been plenty of arguments about the placement of Michelle Williams. Is she considered more of a supporting actress or a lead actress in The Fabelmans? Because I think she's more of a lead actor, but people are fighting and saying that she should have gone to supporting. So how do you guys feel about that?
Well, quick question. Is she the lead female character in the movie?
She
She's the
is.
only female character.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how the Oscars categorizes it, but in my opinion, if lead female character, that in my mind, then you're the lead female actress.
Yes.
Yep.
I understand that from a story point, she's probably a supporting character in the movie. I haven't seen it, just FYI.
She would be third.
Then I guess that's how they're deciding.
I think,
behind.
I think
father
because she was the leading. Yeah, that's an interesting predicament.
Right?
She's the leading actress in that movie.
Yeah,
but she wasn't the lead.
She wasn't the lead. Lead actors.
It's weird.
There are two lead actors.
That's probably easier, anyways, just to do that, just to split it up.
People were fighting. I'm like, y'all need to relax.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not really a big. I wouldn't say that's like a big deal.
Yeah.
I think that's just like semantics at that point. Like it doesn't. She could fall under any, I guess. So it's River. They want to put Michelle Williams. Actually, I meant Michelle, not Michelle Williams. Michelle Yeoh. Sorry.
I was like, wait, yeah. I was like, wait.
I completely forgot there's two Michelles in the category. I also don't think Michelle Williams should have been in there, but that was a whole other problem.
There we go.
Michelle Williams, bless her heart, I love her. She's not going to win because she has that Amy Adams syndrome of being nominated a bunch of times but never winning.
I can't wait till she wins and we lose it. No, I'm joking.
Another reason why Michelle Yeoh is probably going to win it is because the category is already getting backlash for not having any people of color.
Oh yes,
that's a big one.
Because I personally would have nominated Viola Davis for The Woman King.
I loved Viola.
Yep.
I even loved The Woman King, and it got snubbed in a lot of places.
Is Angela Bassett nominated for lead or supporting?
Supporting. Again, there's no Black women nominated for lead, which is a big thing because the only Black woman to win still is Halle Berry as lead actress.
I bring up that fact so many times. Really? She's the she was the first Black woman to win lead actress. And I think the only woman of color to win lead actress ever? Question mark?
Yeah. And
people are blown away every time I mention that. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They refuse to nominate. And it's like, I watched Till. Till was flying under the radar. And Danielle Deadwyler literally has the best performance of 2022.
That's a gap for me. I gotta watch that one. Till
that one blew me away. It's a tough watch, but I even love the direction, which I'll get into later when we get into the director category. Because my God,
if it's a good performance, I love it. I gotta watch it.
Yeah, I highly recommend Danielle Deadwyler in Till for sure.
Is Michelle Yeoh the only person of color nominated for Best Actress?
Yep. Well, Ana de Armas is cute. Yeah,
she's Cuban.
Yeah.
And
then Andrea Riseborough.
The controversial Andrea Riseborough.
It's the write-in vote. Sorry.
I'm putting money on it right now for so many reasons, because she was genuinely amazing in the movie, because there's just been an outpouring of love for her, and because she has proven time and time again that she's a fantastic actress. I really think Michelle Yeoh is walking home with it.
Same.
Absolutely.
Wow, we all agree. Bove?
Yeah.
Stefano? Do you agree? Wow. I'm going Michelle Yeoh. We get this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait for it to be Ana de Armas. And then I'll be like, yeah.
It's Marilyn Monroe's ghost when she wins. You just know.
God, that poor woman. Did you guys watched it, right? Like, you guys watched Blonde?
I refused.
I watched
I'm so over this trend of banking on these dead people's stories. Like, let's stop, exhuming the body of Princess Diana to make more money off her, off Whitney Houston, off Amy Winehouse. Like, it gives me an icky feeling. So I'm just over it, because often they love to tell these stories about these people, mostly women, who we love you, and then something terrible happened. Wasn't your life tragic and sad? And then that's sort of like what it leaves you with, instead of really celebrating them, because it's obviously more dramatic.
No, I completely agree, because I think for me with Blonde is that they focused on all the negative aspects of her life. And I'm like, she was for body positivity.
Yeah.
She was an advocate for so many people.
Mhm.
She was very inclusive and she was a sweetheart. She did a lot of great things, but it was just so negative. Like it
That's
was
the
just
biggest problem.
it's like everything bad that could have happened to her, they showed it on screen, and it was like
Yeah.
so unsettling that I'm like, how are you awarding something like that? And that means that the Academy voters watched it and said this is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
She should get nominated, which is even more, yeah. There's problems. But if people enjoyed it, that's up to them. Like, I'm not saying that, but
I would have watched the Madonna one directed by herself, though. That would have been interesting to see if it had happened then.
they canceled it because of the tour. It's so funny.
Really? Oh, wow.
3-year boot camp to freaking find the next Madonna. And she's like, okay, bye. I made money on my tour.
Release that footage. That's the movie I want to see. The Madonna boot camp.
That
Oh
would
my
be
god,
good.
like the find the next pussycat doll with girlish.
How do you solve a problem like Maria, but it's the Madonna boot camp? Yeah, that's what I want.
That would be amazing, actually. That's funny. Okay, so we're all basically all in agreement on leading role there. That's good. That's good. Very
We nailed it.
interesting.
Locked in our
Can't
predictions.
wait to see us fighting on a few other ones.
Do we talk
Oh,
about
that's-
do we talk about best supporting actress enough? The supporting actress?
We can cover that right now, yeah.
Who's nominated?
So, yeah, so actress in a supporting role is Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow from The Whale, Kerry Condon, or Condon, I don't know, Condon, Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis, EEAO, and Stephanie Sue from Everything Everywhere All at Once as well.
I adore Jamie Lee Curtis. Like I said, I don't think she's gonna win. I'm so happy for her to go and be nominated, and I love her. I don't think she's gonna win.
Yeah.
Angela Bassett, I mean, what can I say about her that has not been said 1,000 times? She's the queen. She's amazing. Every performance you've ever seen of Angela Bassett is amazing. She deserves 18,000 Oscars at this point for everything she's done. Although I don't know if I would give it to her for Black Panther. She was amazing in that movie. She really touches on what was so great about that movie, period, is that it went so much deeper emotionally than a lot of superhero movies do, obviously, because it talks so much about grief. And no one grieves more in that movie than Angela Bassett, and you feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be a controversial, I think, win, just only because it's a superhero movie, and they famously, the Oscars does not like them very
I
much.
think that's part of the reason why Angela's going to win, because the superhero movies need to finally get that dig in the Oscars. I think this is going to be the one.
If anyone can do it, it's Angela Bassett.
That's why.
That's
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, so that's
Anyone
in
And
my
they-
head.
Arms to break down a wall, it's Angela Bassett.
Yeah. And also like the category itself, not that I want to be mean about this, but it's a very weak category. Personally, I would have nominated Hong Chow for The Menu. I think she was better in The Menu than The Whale.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do a switcheroo, I think that Jamie Lee Curtis, yes, I understand the longevity. It's gonna be Oscar nominated Jamie Lee Curtis for the next Halloween film, because obviously that's gonna end up happening. I'm joking.
No,
I'm
that's
joking.
that's for sure happening in the trailer.
It'll happen in the trailer. I think that Lashana Lynch from The Woman King deserved to have a
Yes.
supporting actress nomination.
Yes. Somebody else.
So
Yeah.
that would have been a good switch up. Kerry Condon was phenomenal in The Banshees of Inisherin. So it's
like scary.
the
Yeah,
luck
she didn't
of
have
the
a
draw.
big part, but when she was in it, it's obviously supporting. But she's
Yeah, I think
incredible.
she was great. If it was any other year where you didn't have like Angela Bassett where she's owed, then I think that Kerry Condon would have had a bomb chance at it. But it's locked. I mean,
That's
she's
who I was
going on a
hoping would take
tear.
it.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate because there were, I think, 13 first-time nominees in the acting categories. So they're spreading it, which is awesome. But it's just the fact that like it would have been awesome to have other people nominated, because Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to split the vote, and it's going to then go to Angela Bassett. But Yeah, Lashana Lynch, shout out.
I don't
Woman
know
King.
how. Yeah, I don't know how she wasn't. I thought she was so good. Even at coming out of the Woman King, I remember. I think you still have the video, Stefano. When I was just like, Sean Lynch is the best. She's like hilarious,
Badass.
hilarious, badass. Like she had it all, and I was like so happy with like her in the movie, and it was just such an incredible performance. And then I didn't see it. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like,
What
right.
was Angela Bassett's like? I don't know exact, but like total screen time in Black Panther, because I feel like it wasn't that long, like that amount, long amount of screen time, but like she nailed every single scene she was in. But I feel like overall the movie was fairly long. It was like 2 hours 45 or something like that, and she was only
Yeah.
in like a small portion.
Would you say 20 to 30 minutes, maybe?
I
20
think you're right.
Maybe 20.
I think you're right, Luke.
I'm checking
Yeah.
right now. It's probably
something
wasn't
like,
that
but
long.
like Stefano just said, every freaking scene. And you know they're going to use that the same clip they've been using, the "I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world."
Mm,
I not given
yeah.
everything. Yeah. It's the trailer. Literally, when
Yeah,
we
it
watch
was
the
the trailer.
trailer, that first line, boom, done. She's
Mm.
gonna win.
They
I
sold
even
it-
said,
they
I'm
sold the
like,
trailer.
Yeah,
I
it
said, I was
really
like,
did.
yeah, they did, because I'm like, that's gonna be your Oscar clip. She's
Yep.
gonna get nominated.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was, because they did that. I remember they even said it for Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah.
Mm.
And I remember watching that trailer and I'm like, yeah, he's winning. And then he did, because of that one line. And it's crazy from then, right? But Luke, I completely agree with you that Marvel has to get that dig in. And like, if
And you know
anything,
what? There have been a lot of amazing actresses in Marvel who deserved Oscars for other things besides Marvel.
first.
So she is representing for the Michelle Pfeiffers and Annette Benings of the world who deserve Oscars, okay?
I knew you were gonna say them. I knew it. It's so sad.
This, in my mind, this is Angela Bassett's win for like what's love got to do with it.
That's how people are gonna think of it, because it's just so much time passed
Like an ode
from when she
Oscar.
deserved it. But that's what ends up happening,
It
sadly.
happens
when
all the time, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
like
Leo.
do you
was
really
Leo
think
great
he
in The Revenant?
deserved it? It was, yeah, exactly, James.
It's a good movie, but like I've loved him
Yeah.
in many other
Yeah,
movies
that's a good
compared to
argument.
that one.
Yeah.
Catch Me If You Can is
Catch
my
Me Can. Oh, that's my number one, I
So
think.
good.
The
Like,
Aviator.
This is very off
Departed.
topic, for controversial opinion. I think Catch Me If You Can is my favorite Spielberg movie.
That's not
Controversial opinion.
That's no, it's not controversial.
Well, because people are going to
I
say
wouldn't say it's too
"Ah,
controversial.
you know."
It's a
It's
mine's
definitely high up
ET.
there on my list too.
I love
It's
it.
ET. I don't like anything else, just ET.
E.T.'s
Oh, it's a really
controversial.
good movie.
It's ET and Saving. Oh my god, and Saving Private Ryan.
Private
Probably.
I love
Those are the
Saving Private
two.
Ryan.
Those are the two. I have to admit, they're really good. And I'm like,
I'll watch
yeah,
Saving Private Ryan all the time. Yeah,
he's a good guy.
fantastic.
I mean, obviously Jurassic Park for super obvious reasons.
What's the Fablemans gonna win?
Exactly. Speaking of Spielberg,
This
Going.
much. Ugats.
No, I think he's gonna take director. No, I think he's taking director.
okay, so I agree with Amanda because once again, Hollywood loves to clap themselves on the back and be like, "You had a dream, Stephen. You love movies. We
Nope.
love movies."
Should we, it's a nice segue into director right here.
Yeah.
So directing, obviously, Spielberg for The Fabelmans, and then Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. The Daniels, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert for EEAO, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. So
Where are the women? I want to know where the women are.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
upsetting. That's upsetting.
At the Golden Globes,
I should have read
here
that
are all the
beforehand.
male nominees.
Yeah, Gina Prince Bythewood, Maria Schrader, Sarah frickin' Pauli.
Mhm.
Where are they? I just had to get that in. We can
Oh.
talk
It was
about the
one of
rest of
those-
the men.
It was one of the
I feel
movies-
like they snuck it in with Tar because it's about its main character is a woman, but it's directed.
Yeah,
by-
they're like, just as
But
long
yeah,
as the
this
main
is-
character is a woman, it's fine.
and the EAO, I guess, is still
Yeah.
Michelle's lead there.
I
so,
mean,
yeah.
I know that this obviously would never get nominated for Best Director because it's an animated movie, but Domi Shi for Turning Red, I loved that movie.
Yeah.
Turning Red was good.
It was fantastic in every way a movie can be. And so
it's
once again,
nominated for animated feature. Yeah.
if that were a live action movie, I think it would absolutely be in contention for more.
Could you imagine a live action raccoon?
She was a red
Or panda.
Red
Sorry, the
panda.
panda. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, I read panda.
I thought we were talking about Rocket for a second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Could you imagine that? That'd be so funny. That'd be scary as shit, but it'd be so funny for Red
Frightening.
Panda.
But you're right, Amanda. I mean, once again, no women. I don't think a woman has won since Catherine Bigelow for The Hurt Locker.
Chloe Zhao.
Pretty sure.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
Chloe, yeah, Chloe.
But do you see what I'm saying? That stretch, which you're right, was only like 2 years ago.
And I think Catherine Bigelow was the first woman in like
Oh,
2010.
I think
So,
so. Yeah.
yep.
and like
Yep.
Yeah.
there were so many amazing movies directed by women. And even when James, you were just reading off the list there, I was thinking, okay, sounds boring.
I mean,
It's nothing stands out as really, you know, grab you by the get you on the edge of your seat like The Woman King or She Said or
Yeah.
something. So
Yeah.
I don't
agree.
know. This is a messy category to me, and I think it's set up for Spielberg to win. I really do.
Steven Spielberg hasn't won since Schindler's List. So
Really, I guess.
I think that's the last time.
So then this is about him. We got to give it to him.
He
Make him
loves
happy.
movies, you guys. He loves movies.
No way.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because he did a remake like last year, he got nominated again for West Side Story and it was a remake. I think that this is like his time because he's just so good. He's so good. And I don't think the Daniels had a strong enough sense of structure to Everything Everywhere All at Once that they would take it.
They're gonna give that movie, I feel like, so many other awards, like editing, or potentially costumes and
Yeah.
makeup. And like I said, I think the actors are gonna sweep it. I think they unfortunately don't have a chance at director, unfortunately.
I agree.
Daniels are my sleeper pick. If Spielberg doesn't get it, I think they're gonna scoop it up because just directing that chaos of the multiverse, and it was done like so well and pretty like fluidly. But I guess like they'll get it for like the editing there, right? As well, the editing team will get that one. But
one of the I got to give props to the Daniels for the competing on such a grand level in terms of editing and cinematography with a $40 million budget.
Yep.
That movie can go toe to toe with many blockbusters that come out.
Oh yeah.
So in that regard, the Daniels have the upper hand. Coming out with this, this amazing movie on such a short dime, where most of those other directors in that category would have cost them double to make it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's truly one of the most, like, I have my problems with Everything Everywhere All at Once, but consistently throughout the movie, I was like, oh my God, they filmed this. Like, this must have taken so much time and so much effort. And then it's an A24 movie, so it has like a shoestring budget. So putting it all together, I was like, holy poop balls. This much time.
Holy hot dog fingers.
Holy hot dog fingers.
Stefano, you still have that googly eye nearby?
I don't actually.
What a miss.
Yeah, that's a huge miss.
Do you see that they're selling official Everything Ever All at Once pet rocks with googly eyes?
Yeah,
No.
They're like $60.
Yeah.
They're $60.
Get a rock from your backyard, go down to the dollar store.
Like, I can do it.
It's back in the pet rock days. When was the pet rock?
It's literally a pet rock.
Honestly, I'm just happy that James Cameron is nowhere to be found in the direction category. I'm so sorry.
Good. No, I'm on your side here. I love Cameron though. Plus, he has my name.
I love him, but
I can't hate a guy with my name.
But not for Avatar: The Way of Water.
I agree.
I cannot.
A movie that was bested by Megan and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Puss in Boots. God tier.
Where's Puss in Boots for Best Picture? That's what I want to know.
I know.
Was that 2022 or 2023?
2022.
Okay, so directing, we think Spielbergo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven is.
Yeah, as much as I would want the Daniels to take,
I know. So do I.
Spielberg is gonna.
I'm just gonna throw in Martin McDonagh here.
I love him. I love the Banshees of Inisherin so much.
I know. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie when we walked out of it immediately from TIFF. It was so damn good. I love Colin Farrell too, so it sucked me in so easy. And Brendan Gleeson, two of my favorites. So
they were so good.
I'll talk about them in their categories. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Spielberg here, the madness Spielberg, right?
Yeah.
I
Sleeper
sadly-
Daniels.
Sleeper
Yeah.
Yeah,
Daniels.
Sleeper Daniels.
Same.
Yeah.
Stefano, what do you think? What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Spielberg as much as I want the Daniels to take
I wanted
this.
you to say Ruben Östlund.
No,
I like
Honestly,
Triangle, but not to that
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Not yet. Yeah. It was a good
Yeah.
movie though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to walk out of the Oscars saying got I interviewed Oscar-winning directors, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, that's
Aw.
true. Yeah, we have the Daniels. Yeah, you have the Daniels interview. So that would
Yeah.
be fantastic, actually. Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah, it's so funny. That was a group interview. So there were two or three other channels
Oh,
on the interview. So like I saw all of them, and we just each took a turn to ask a question, and then I just basically cut it up and only had my questions and the answers.
okay. What should we move on to next? Should we do
Best
supporting
Sporting.
Yes.
actor?
Yeah. Coolio.
Supporting actor? Let's do it. Actor in a supporting role. My boy, Brendan Gleeson, the Banshees of Inisherin. He's the best. I'm gonna just stop on there. No, okay. Second, Brian Tyree Henry. Brian Tyree Henry. Henry. That's like a tongue twister for me. I don't know why. Brian Tyree Henry. He's fantastic. Causeway. Judd Hirsch, The Fablemans. Barry Cogan. I'm guessing Kagan or Kagan. I don't know to say he's Irish.
Keegan.
You'd think being half Irish, I would be able to say it. Barry Kagan. That's probably proper way to say it.
That was good.
And the Banshees for the Banshees of Inisherin, two Banshees of Inisherin in there. And then Ke Hoi Kwan, EEAAO.
I mean, I just, once again, the amount of love and support and praise that he has rightfully received, because I mean, it's such an amazing story. First of all, that like he was a child star of the '80s ish, and then like sort of went away for a long time and worked behind the scenes, and then they brought him back for this movie, and then delivered a freaking phenomenal performance that was so like he plays, you know, the sort of goofy real dad, and then the secret
Yeah.
agent one
Yeah,
that
he has
Like
a perfect
perfect.
movie.
the suave, like, oh, you're okay, kind of turning me on a bit, like
The range, that range is
The
impressive.
range.
Got range.
I just and again he's sort of been sweeping the award season as well. I think it's his to lose.
Same.
Nothing
Yeah.
makes me happier than him to win.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah, I feel like this is like an absolute landslide victory. He's just sweeping every award.
I think so,
And
yeah.
it's mostly just it's obviously an incredible performance, but I think the story is just resonating with so many people that it is literally taking over every social media platform, and everyone just wants to consume him because the story is so infatuating.
Yeah.
And we all want him. We're all rooting for him. So I agree that it's his to lose at this
Yeah.
point.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's gotten
I
just
agree.
so much press and so much support, and just like everyone's on his side and on his back for this one. So definitely is to lose. So
And
curious
it's
to
so
see what
great
happens
that
there.
it's so great that it's a truly amazing performance too. It's not just like
It is, yeah.
we love him, but it was an okay performance. So I
Mhm.
want him to win, even though I didn't really deserve it. Like he so deserves it. It is. It just makes me love him even more that he turned out such a fantastic performance.
He was my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
Like straight up.
I mean, for me, it's really like 50-50 between him and Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
You could say that their scenes together, I think, were my favorite parts, and they both
Yeah.
like helped elevate each other.
Mhm.
Because there are certain parts of that movie where like the version of the character that he's playing is maybe the stronger one, and she's like more the timid one. Then sometimes he's the timid one, and she's the strong one. So really, they just round each other out so well. I'm so excited for them to work together again.
The story itself being able to showcase like 10 different versions of each other just was gave them the platform to be able to show us their range. So and a lot of other movies aren't able to do that.
Mhm.
And you have to give the Daniels credit. Like if you were the casting agent or whatever, and you were presented with a script that said, okay, this guy, he has to be able to play like 17 different versions of the husband. Would anyone's first guess be Ke Huy Quan? Remember that guy who was in the Goonies and Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we haven't seen for a long, long time.
I know Indiana Jones. I know.
I don't think anyone would have thought about him at all. So there's just something there. There's magic, and they'd be foolish to not award him, I think.
I agree.
Sorry, everyone else in that category. Sorry to the
I would go if I'm going sleeper there, I'm gonna go with, like I said, my boy Brendan Gleeson. He's been such a like staple in like movies that I like. Every time I see him in something, he's fantastic. And it said first time nominees for Gleason. Did he not get nominated for anything before?
Yeah,
Or is it
he's
that
never.
category? Or really?
No, he's
Okay.
never.
That
I
was
don't
kind of
think he-
shocking to me, I guess.
Yeah.
So I know he's been like a constant staple like in the industry. He's been in like a million things, right? And
Yeah.
I felt like, this is kind of his like, I'm here, maybe he kind of sweeps it away, but that's a very, very far deep sleeper.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's a lock for Ki Hui Kwan.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah.
Is lead actor the only category with no one from Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Yep.
I could be extremely wrong about this, but I don't think it's been either has never happened or has been a really long time since one movie, like all the actors were from the same movie. So I would not be surprised if everyone who's nominated for Everything Everywhere won all their awards. And then best actor was obviously the one where it was someone else.
Perfect segue into the actor in a leading role category. Nominees. First up, we have Amanda's favorite and the front runner in her books, Austin Butler for Elvis.
Yeah.
And Amanda's gonna sing you some Elvis songs now. No, I'm joking.
Copyright.
Yeah. Sorry, so you gotta watch that. Okay, second up, Colin Farrell, Banshees of Inisherin, my personal favorite. Actually, I have another personal favorite. I have two personal favorites in this category, and the next one is Brendan Fraser, The Whale. All that good press we were talking about in last episodes. The very nice Canadian boy. And then we have Paul Mescal for Aftersun and Bill Nighy for Living. So what's the thoughts outside of Amanda? Because she's going to say Austin Butler and Elvis. I'm joking. Actually, you can start us off right away because we know it's coming. So you keep it hot.
I have no idea who's taking this. Like, I'll say it's Austin Butler, but this is the first year in a very long time where I have no clue, because it's so spread out. And you have like the Globes and the SAGs, and they usually do like, best comedic actor and best dramatic actor. So once you have them all in a category, it's a disaster. It's a disaster because Colin Farrell's winning all of it because of, it's a comedy category. And which, like, the Banshees is sad, even though I laugh regardless. But it's just the fact that, like, there's no way. And I personally think, and I said this in my reviews and, my coverage, Austin Butler has the more likable film. And
that's true.
It's really hard for people to enjoy The Whale. I'm not knocking the performance. I cried watching The Whale, but it's a simple fact that, like, for it to also miss picture after getting that PGA nom and then missing screenplay and not having that kind of likeness in the other in the other categories, I think that it's going to be tough for Fraser to get up there. I mean, we'll see what the SAGs and we'll see what the BAFTAs do. But if Austin pulls out front, then I don't think Fraser's taking it. But it's hard. It's so hard because also Colin Farrell's like long overdue. Yep. He's also owed for this recognition, right? And it's really tough. So I may lock in Austin Butler, but out of the three of them, I think that anyone could win and I'd be happy.
I mean, I agree with you, Amanda, because like we said with Ana de Armas playing Marilyn Monroe, once again, we have someone playing a real life Hollywood figure with a tragic story that people just eat up. So I would not be surprised at all if Austin Butler won for that reason alone, pretty much. But like we were saying with Ke Huy Quan, Brendan Fraser, I mean, who doesn't love this man? If not from like watching him 10,000 times in The Mummy and other movies from the 90s.
Yeah. Bedazzled so many times. Bedazzled.
Blast from
the past.
Blast from the past.
I forgot about Blast from the Past. I loved Blast from the Past.
Blast from the Past.
Uh,
That's podcast episode 3, talking about Blast from the Past.
just Blast from the Past. Just Brendan Fraser films
Yeah.
pre this year or last year.
I mean,
That's
we
funny.
just
Let's do that.
love this man so much. And once again, I don't think anyone expected this dramatic comeback from a beloved actor. And again, he's been sweeping the award season.
Mhm.
And, The Whale has very smartly pinned all their promotion for that movie on his performance.
Mhm.
You notice that it doesn't say like, critics agree, we love the writing or the direction. It's always
It's
like,
true.
Brendan Fraser will move you. Brendan Fraser is the
Yep.
one. Rightfully so. So I really think it's going to be a match between him and Austin Butler. I think Colin Farrell has a teeny tiny chance. Paul Mescal, I mean, he's young, and this was like his first leading role in the movie, so he's got tons of years to.
Exactly. That's why I don't see it. Despite the performance, it's just like it's one of those things like rare.
Like Saoirse Ronan, like she's been nominated so many
Yeah.
times. I haven't given her one.
Sure, she's amazing.
We have 3 actors in this category who have now won a few awards, so it's kind of spread out, which kind of makes it a little interesting. Like we still have, like Amanda said, we still have a few awards to come up before that, but it's kind of interesting at the fact that we have multiple actor winning awards so far. It's pretty spread out. Like I remember seeing the last awards that Brendan Fraser won, it panned to like Austin Butler's reaction, right? So everyone's really, this is a tough category. It could go either way. I personally loved Elvis and The Whale. I like both. They're completely polar opposite movies, completely different performances. I feel like I'm gonna go Brendan Fraser as my answer though.
It's also a better like story, isn't it? Like a better headline. And the Oscars is going to.
They want a good headline.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, and that moment when Brendan Fraser is standing there with an Oscar is going to be.
Mm-hmm. He's crying.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, dark horse Bill Nye. Granted, no one has seen this movie. No one's going to see it.
No, I haven't.
Remember the year when Chadwick Boseman was nominated for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and everyone thought he was going to win, and then out of nowhere came Anthony Hopkins with
That's what this could be.
Whatever movie he was, the husband, the
father.
Whoa.
Whatever movie, the father, and that performance was
the husband,
exceptional.
Sorry, Glenn Close was in The Wife. See, there's too many movies with this. Then there's The Son. So who knows? Maybe he's the dark horse of movie that.
Don't you dare.
That I could see being a dark horse for sure. Plus, also a legend in acting, right? Like been around forever, like always stellar roles. So many different things in range. I don't know. I always like every time I see him, I think he's fantastic. But
he is good. I'm just joking.
I guess he's never really like the big main guy, right? He's always just like side character most of the time, supporting. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what happens.
A squid monster. He can do anything.
That's right.
Davy Jones.
That's what he should have won for.
He was fantastic in that. Yeah.
He played Mewtwo, kind of.
And underrated movies. I like Brendan Fraser so much in this one because I just watched The Whale recently, so like it's still pretty fresh on me, so I could have some recency bias here with that, but do love Brendan Fraser. And like those videos, so many TikToks of him holding back tears after the screenings of the Whale. Might just put him into the winner category here, even though I know we're not talking that obviously it's not related to marketing and stuff like that. So I'd like to see like Brendan Fraser or Colin Farrell. I love Colin Farrell, and like we were saying already, well, like long deserved, like he's a legend in this one too.
He's in a weird position too, because unlike Paul Mescal, who's brand new, or Bill Nye, who's done it for like decades, he's in that sort of sweet spot where like Colin Farrell's obviously not a fresh face, but he obviously still has decades of great roles ahead of him. For me, it's a very much 50-50. I could see it going either way between Brendan Fraser or Austin Butler.
Yep. I'll lock that. Dark horse Brendan Fraser, lock Austin Butler. Opposite for you, Luke.
I'm gonna go.
I'm a flip. I'm gonna flip.
I'm going Colin Farrell. I'm taking him.
Hey.
You're Colin Farrell, eh?
I'm going.
Gotta keep the Irish going.
I'm going for Colin Farrell.
And Brendan Fraser.
But you liked me yesterday.
But you liked me
Yeah,
yesterday.
but you liked me
You were
yesterday.
dancing with your dog.
The viral acceptance clips. Because remember when he won the Golden Globe, he like just praised Ana de Armas for like 3 minutes.
I
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah.
If
That
he
was
wins
funny.
the Oscar, who will he praise
Jessica Chastain
Maybe.
for
Yeah.
5 minutes because
Yeah.
she won last year, so that's you.
Oh.
Oh, did everyone just click at who would give it to Best Actress? Because I don't know if that's happening.
No.
Is,
No,
Oh.
what
Oh.
Yeah, he's not allowed to
is,
come.
is Willie Smith not
He's
gonna?
not. He's not
That's
going.
right.
He's not
So who would
doing
it be?
Who won
Yeah,
Willow.
who would
before?
give it? Who would award?
Would it be
Willow
before or
Smith
someone
would
else in the
present.
category from last year?
I'm
If-
trying to think who won the year before.
Do you think the Oscars would have the gall to have it be Chris Rock?
I would stop watching
Yeah.
if they did that, to be honest. That would be
That would be a
actually
lot.
ridiculous.
That would be wild.
They just gotta get a neutral party.
Yeah.
Neutral party.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
So maybe I was gonna say maybe they'll do someone else in the category from last year.
Luke.
No?
Luke, don't kill me.
Ooh, you know what they could do? What happened? Did I miss something?
I said Jada Pinkett Smith. She got roped into all of that, and let her have her moment. Let her give it away.
I think the real person that should hand out the award would be Alfonso Ribeiro. Carlton, baby.
Why not? That would be
That would
great. I
That
love
would be hilarious.
That's funny.
That's perfect.
That would be good. That'd be good. But yeah, if we're gonna go with someone else in the category from last year handing it out, then we got Javier Bardem, Benedict Cumberbatch, Denzel Washington, or I could see this, Andrew Garfield handing it out.
Now wait a second. First of all, you know his name is Denzel.
Denzel?
It's Denzel.
Denzel.
It's
Denzel.
Denzel?
Is it actually?
Denzel.
So obviously everyone's called him Denzel Washington for years and years and years, right?
I thought
But
they've said that on like the award shows. No,
So
maybe I'm
but
wrong.
very recently he was on a morning show and he's like, it's actually Denzel Washington because his father's name was Denzel and then his mom named him Denzel Jr. But because she couldn't
She would say
she's like,
Denzel to differentiate.
you'll be Denzel and you'll be Denzel.
My
He's
life is
Washington.
Wow.
Yeah,
My
it's
life
on a
is
talk
that-
show.
that
Yeah.
changed my life right now. But everyone, that's really sad because I remember people going like nuts for him and they're like Denzel, like they're just like screaming his name and it's like it's not right. That's wild.
It's-
4 decades in the industry and we finally say his name right.
All right, so let's get talking about Best Picture, the category with always the most nominations. I believe 10. Yes, correct. Yes,
Mhm.
10. 10
Yep.
nominations for Best Picture. I think these are in alphabetical order. So yes, first one up, All Quiet on the Western Front. Then we have Avatar: The Way of Water. Everybody knows that one. That's I have words to talk about. I'll wait. Then Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. So, initial thoughts. What do you think should or shouldn't be there?
Oh,
I think most of them
don't
should be there, that's for sure. But
I don't
shouldn't be
think
there?
I don't think Tar should be there. But that's besides the point.
Wow. You know what? I wasn't a massive fan of Tar, but it's still a well-made movie. So it's tough to that's I feel about Avatar the same way you probably feel about Tar. Like I don't think Avatar should be there one bit because one, it's a sequel. 2, it's basically the exact same thing as the first one. 3, yes, okay, it's a technical masterpiece. Yes. I'm not
Yes.
anyone behind the scenes on that and just filming it is obviously complete, like the best at their job. So obviously I think that's definitely the reason why it's nominated, because from a technical standpoint and actually like filmmaking and what it does for the industry, like a movie like that brings in so much money, keeps thousands of people working, obviously I can see why there's a case to be made for it being Best Picture. And it's still, it's entertaining enough. I know someone that walked out of it, but it keeps you going.
Jesus.
So but to me, yes, like still something like that, like it's still Best Picture. There's plenty of other ways to honor that movie and give it the credit where it's deserved. And I don't think the Best Picture category would be the best for that. For me, Best Picture is, something interesting, something new, something, amazing performances, just like a total kind of package of everything. And to me, it doesn't really do that. But I don't know what you guys' thoughts.
Well, I think you're so right in that, it's such a technical marvel, and obviously rightfully so, is so astounding in the effects and everything that it does for that. So let's give it all the nominations for, cinematography and best effects and all that. But best picture, I don't really think so. But like you said, something that's new and just blows you away. Everything Everywhere. That movie wasn't my favorite of the year by far. But when I think of, writing, it's an original story, first of all, which I mean, I hate to sound so trite, but in 2023, 2022, it's so hard to come by these days that already like, ooh, my interest is piqued. It's ticking a box for me. Freaking phenomenal performances, cinematography, costume design, makeup, just everything. It blows you away. So yeah, I mean, to me, it checks all the boxes a best picture should be. Absolutely.
I agree with that. I really do. For me, I think that they put Avatar: The Way of Water there. They put Top Gun: Maverick there strictly to get views.
Yep.
This is a telecast at the end of the day. Disney wants it. It's a whole thing. They want views. The viewership is just terrible for the Oscars.
Whatever made the most money is all on there, basically, right? So
I don't want to interrupt you, Amanda, but is Top Gun Maverick nominated for anything else, out of curiosity?
So it's nominated for it got snubbed for cinematography, which pissed me off because Claudio Miranda really did deserve it for that one. I think it got sound, it got editing, it got adapted screenplay.
Adapted from what?
Which
adapted from the first Top Gun. Oh yeah.
That doesn't
Top
count.
Gun Maverick.
That
Oh, I
one
know it
adapted
doesn't count. It got it's not. So apparently I googled
it is a good
because
screenplay, I guess. Still,
it is. Don't get me
it's not a.
It is. I'll explain why, because it happened with Glass Onion. So Glass Onion, I had thought it was an original screenplay, but it's nominated and adapted because they used Benoit Blanc, the same character, in a different screenplay. That is why it's adapted. So they used Pete Maverick Mitchell from Top Gun.
So because there's
Maverick,
an unoriginal character in it, it is an adapted screenplay. Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly. But I would have swapped best adapted screenplay for best cinematography, which was justified. So Top Gun's nominated. I think for me, it is the best blockbuster of 2022. It is a well-rounded film, right? And that's why it's nominated for Best Picture. It's impossible for Top Gun not to be there. It made $1 billion, apart from Avatar making $2 billion, which technically doesn't count in 2022 because he made it in 2023. James Cameron.
It's true.
But the one thing that I am going to talk about is women talking. I think it is completely unfair that that movie got nominated for Best Picture. Apparently there was no director for Women Talking. Apparently there was, actresses for Women Talking, because you had Claire Foy, Jessie Buckley, and Rooney Mara that could have been nominated for supporting lead. Flip a coin. They were phenomenal in that movie. So it's just really sad that that's all they got. They didn't even get costume design, which we talked about his, period pieces. 100%.
It's always period piece. Yeah.
Could have been a lock. The score, Hildur Guðnadóttir had a score for Women Talking and for Tar, two.
Hildur's killer too.
Didn't get nominated, which is another thing that annoyed me as well, because she had 2. So Women Talking, only getting picture and then adapted screenplay is out of pure convenience. You might as well not have nominated it at all if you're going to do that.
It only got nominated because you nominate 10 for Best Picture. Exactly.
So it's not going to be The Whale, because people would have got pissed off it was The Whale and they didn't put at least one film that had women in it. That's the sad reality of this, because you could have taken out Avatar: The Way of Water, could have put The Woman King in Best Picture, boom. For Braveheart to get nominated, I'm not knocking Braveheart, but it's a historical drama, The Woman King.
It is.
How is it not nominated?
I'm shocked.
One of the best movies of the year.
I would have easily replaced Avatar with The Woman King, like that seems like an easy. I don't know how that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you're saying, even like Hildur, like if anybody doesn't know Hildur,
Yeah,
she
for
won
Joker.
won the Academy Award for Joker score.
She's
Fantastic,
she's
absolutely
also
like killer
the only
musician. Like
she's literally the only woman that's ever won on top of that, which is
yeah,
embarrassing.
yeah, exactly. So it's
So
pretty crazy. Yeah, lots of weird Best Picture
yeah.
stuff going on.
Funny
Where
that the range of films being nominated range from, in terms of a budget, from like 5 million to 250, 300 with Avatar. It's crazy, and there are movies here that deserve it over Avatar, and they spent peanuts in comparison.
It's the famous quality versus quantity, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yep.
Everything everywhere, like we said earlier, was what, a budget of 40 million or something like that,
40, yeah.
and blows your mind. And then Avatar, which is like, I'm gonna guess in the hundreds of millions budget, you're like, yeah, okay, green screen, got it, cool,
yep,
Navi.
I don't know how you make a movie for 13 years and it's Avatar 2.0. Like it's literally the same movie.
yep.
I don't know how you work on it. I know it's for the visual effects. I completely
I know,
understand
of
that,
course,
but you
of
couldn't
course.
like tweak the story. Just new? No?
Of
Best
course
picture?
not.
You don't do
Why
that
would
anymore,
they?
Amanda. There's no new, no new.
Just
We're
remember
recycling.
this. Look at the box office, Amanda. Does the story
I
matter?
don't get it. I
I
don't,
know.
the story clearly doesn't, because I can already tell you what Avatar 3, Avatar 4, Avatar 5, Avatar 6 is going to be about. That's it. I can already
Obvious.
tell, which is so sad. And this guy's going to keep making $2 billion. For what? I don't know. I'm not connected to these characters. Okay, I'm not going to go on an Avatar rant. James already did it. I can't do it because it's just like
I started
every
it
time I
off.
talk about it, I'm like, I'm just blown away. However,
It's
this is
okay,
like
man.
the
It's
last
okay.
comment that I'll make for best film. I do think that The Fablemans is going to take best picture because it is a well-rounded film. No offense to Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I have a strong feeling because Spielberg hasn't won picture, I want to say, since Schindler's Saving Private Ryan missed as well. I think it was Schindler's List, one and done. I think that's what it was. And if you look at like a director like Scorsese, he's won like Raging Bull, you have The Departed, you have other films of his that have won Best Picture. So it's just really weird that Spielberg's only had that one. So this may be the one to do
Best
it because
Picture.
it's the safe pick.
Sorry. Yeah. So
No,
Spielberg
yeah.
won Best Picture. Yeah. Schindler's List and director.
Yeah.
Obviously, that makes sense. And then he won director for Private Ryan, but not picture. And then he's been nominated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times since with nothing. Those were sorry, picture. Okay, that was director. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a bunch of times with nothing. So it could easily be, especially if they don't give him directing. If somebody dark horse is directing, I don't see them going a whole Oscars without handing Spielberg something.
Don't you think they give him director though? Because I mean, like you said, he hasn't won for so long, and this is Steven Spielberg's movie about young Steven Spielberg getting interested in directing. Don't you think they're going to give it?
I know. It's the ultimate Hollywood movie.
They love the titles in the back about this sort of thing.
Birdman. I'm just gonna keep throwing Birdman in there. Although I like Birdman. I thought it was a great movie actually. But I didn't mind it. It's just a little weird, but yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I don't want it to win though, because I don't want it to win. I'm so mean now. Now I'm just like, no, Fableman sucks. Do not give it the Oscar. So I remember watching the Fablemans, and Stefano, I don't know if Stefano was there. I forget if we watched it together. But I remember coming out of it, and after TIFF.
No, the Fablemans.
No, you didn't watch.
No,
I didn't watch it with someone. Anyways, I watched it with a bunch of different critics and different people, and everybody thought it was like the best movie ever. And I was just like, it was all right. I'm like, it was a good, well-made movie. I'm not saying it's not well made, and I'm not saying it has everything done well, like acting and stuff like that. But like, would I recommend that movie to like people? Like, No, not really. I wouldn't. I
Was
wouldn't
was
tell a
was
lot of people
was
to
it
watch.
Gull? Gull, I think pretty sure Gull loved it.
Basically, everybody but me thought it
Yeah,
was the best movie. Gall,
yeah. Well,
Darren,
all those guys, like they're
they
really into
love the
directing.
movies. Yeah,
Mm.
they're that's true too. They're big like
All the
film
lead
guys.
guys are all into directing. So
Yeah,
like
so
they ate it up.
yeah,
I
Like,
so
enjoyed
to
it too. I
yeah, I
really
thought it was.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I thought it was a good movie, but do I think?
Yeah, it's good. I think the script needed tightening up.
Yeah,
That was the
I think
one
so.
issue. It was 20 minutes too long. They could have
It
just
was a little
sharpened
too
it a
long for
bit.
sure. Yeah,
You know, it's just something that I think if they're going to go with the safe choice, which they often do,
Mhm.
yeah.
it's going to be that one. The
Definitely.
outlandish one, it's obviously everything everywhere all at once.
Yep.
But what they could do is that they could give Sarah Polley adapted screenplay. They could give the Banshees of Inisherin an original, the
Mhm.
Daniels director, and then the Fableman's best picture. And I think
Yep.
that's
That's a
the
good breakdown.
or they could switch director and picture, and then Spielberg gets it.
And
I
man,
really
Everything
hope.
everywhere.
you
I
write
really
that
hope
down.
Banshees.
That sounds like a very because often I feel like they split hairs with
They
director.
do. They
So
do.
I very much see that happening. What you just said, absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's many years like where they haven't had a clean sweep. I think the last time there was a clean sweep was Return of the King. It got like it
Like
was just
everything. It
that
won
year.
every
It got
category.
everything. And
Yeah.
once we got the 10 for the 2010s, that's when everything started to break up a bit. And there hasn't been more than like two
Mhm.
or three or maybe maximum four for one specific film because they want to celebrate everyone. That's why the independent
Yeah.
films came in and that kind of, you know, split everything up. So that's what I've
Yeah.
gotten used to now, just so everyone's happy.
Lord of the Rings was also like super overdue because they like didn't give the
Yeah.
first two like any love.
Yeah.
So then they're like, okay, we just got to give it everything. This was like the best thing made in the last, decades. So, yeah, so like that one kind of makes sense. So I could definitely see something like that. Imagine Maverick takes it though. Just
Okay, well, here's a fun question.
Wow.
If remember a couple of years ago when they wanted to introduce best popular movie or fan favorite movie,
yes, they should do that.
if they had done that, do you think Top Gun Maverick would take?
No.
I think it would take that award.
Oh yeah, I would take that
Oh,
one for
100%.
sure.
Oh,
I
if they-
would
yeah.
fight if it was Avid. I would fight.
No,
Get so
I don't even think
mad.
people would vote.
I'd be like, no, don't do it. But it would be Maverick. I remember, didn't
would
the
be.
Hangover? They had a box office category too, and the Hangover won, and everyone got mad at that one.
For an
That had-
Oscar, there was a
Did they?
best box office.
There was a category for box office or like the
Was there
highest
actually?
grossing of the year. 1 year, yeah, I remember they did that.
Wow.
I remember, yeah, or they said it, but they didn't give it anything. It was something like that. I don't remember.
They did the people like didn't they do some sort of like People's Choice nomination, and was it Army of the Dead that like won something? I don't remember if that was Oscars or something. Another award.
That was. I remember
Was it?
that.
They did like
Yeah.
a People's Choice.
You know what the thing
You
is
vote
too
for your
with
favorite.
the People's Choice stuff. There's always like a meme movie that's part of it somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
everybody's just pumping it through like every forum on the internet or something. So there's always
Minions,
something that
Rise of Gru. That's the one we
yeah,
want.
like see that's exactly what would happen though. So like something like that would take place. Like they would give it to like I don't know what was the worst movie of the year. They would somehow push that one, like Firestarter or something, or was that last year? But
Didn't that get nominated for a Razzie?
no,
Oh,
no.
they
Oh, so
revoked that.
drama. So
They revoked the actress nomination.
so yeah,
Yeah.
the movie's still nominated, but so the actress nominated was nominated for Razzie, and what is she like 14 or something?
She's only
She says
12.
12, 12, 14, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
Only 12 years old are
Little
nominated
one.
for a Razzie, so they
That's
realized
terrible.
how stupid they were
It's
because
so
they are.
brutal.
Because
It's okay. Tom Hanks is a double
let's
nominee.
talk about bullying and then just give a 12-year-old a Razzie. This is great. Yeah, good job, guys. Smart one. So
It was
they got
bad.
torched for that one as they should have. So
That
yeah,
torch
so they
Firestarter.
immediately revoked that. Ah!
Ah!
Even I see, I just subconsciously said it. No.
Rim shot.
We got jokes.
Beautiful.
Thanks. Good job,
Good.
Luke, catching on. So yeah, catch on there. So that was a good one. So yeah, so they're burning for that one. I'm just gonna keep it going. Fire references.